You see, Lord Narasimha represent Bhaktavatsala, which means he protect the one which is fully surrendered to him. Now earlier, Swami Aniruddha was talking about detachment. Now, you see, everybody understand detachment according to what they want, actually. Today, I was telling from Bhagavad Gita, the verse, chapter 4, verse 33, where Bhagavan said that knowledge is important. And he said in that verse itself, everything that we do it with a certain knowing. So, also surrender, as long as one is fully absorbed, primary into the world itself, one mind is deluded by this. A few days ago in the satsang I was saying, in the Gita itself, Bhagavan said, when one is attached to an object, our mind is so focused upon that object that you don't see anything else than that object. So that object becomes the center of your life. In that verse, of course, Bhagavan Krishna was saying about the material life. But for a devotee, who is the center of the life? For a devotee, the center of the life is Guru and God. If it is really like that, so because many pretend to. This is also, you have a certain cup which is look very beautifully, but you don't know what is inside really. So, like that also, you have many kind of people. Outside one pretend to be surrender, because outside surrender doesn't mean anything. That's why in that verse of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna clearly said, outside it can be a show. Outside it can be a demonstration that you are holy. There is not that sincerity. You may appear, very holy. You are wearing a tilak, you are dressed fancy, you are dancing, you are singing. But you know how truth you are into that game, And he knows how truth you are. So can you hide that? You can't. So when Lord Narasimha manifests himself, to destroy that delusion, which one have created upon lives and lives. When he's talking about detachment, firstly, the transformation of the mind itself. You can't be saying, yes, I want to be spiritual, I want to be, on the spiritual field, I want to go and attain the grace of Sriman Narayana, but yet, my mind is still the same. So the transformation doesn't happen on the outside. Firstly, here, in the mind, that have to transform. When your mind transforms, that ego, that pride, which you have built up through countless of lives, that get destroyed. You see, Lord Narasimha came out from a stone. If he could come out from a stone, your heart is softer than that stone. The problem is that very often you doubt yourself. You have so much prejudice about everything. You say, yes, I love God, I want Him, but first I must have this, I must have that, I must have so many things. Once my life is eased, then surrender will be easy. Yes or no? Yes. So, Bhagavan have come to destroy this delusion which you have created in your mind. Like you said, you want true happiness, you will never find it in this material world. You will never find it in this world which is bound by the three gunas. You want true happiness, you have to surrender to me. But what to surrender? The show of the outside? That he don't look. That only you look at it. What he look is when your mind itself have surrendered to him. When your mind have transformed. But do you want to change your mind? Yes, I want to become positive. And see how quickly that positive disappeared the moment somebody says something that you don't want to hear. You still stay positive? No, that positivity disappeared very quickly. To attain His grace, it's as easy. There's a story that a 8-year-old boy was going to buy God. So this boy, his mother was sick in the hospital. And when he was in the hospital, whatever he hear in that hospital said, only if God will it. Only God can save her. Nobody can save her. Only a miracle from God can happen to save her. So that was in his mind. And that's what he's thinking. So where can I get God? In his pocket there was only 1 rupee. So he went from one shop to the other. So in the first shop he asked, do you have Krishna here? The shopkeeper became angry and threw him out. First you must have it, then you can give him, no? So you go to second shop, the shopkeeper dragged him out of the shop again. Third shop, onward like this. He goes to many shops. The same thing happened. Until finally he went in a shop, an elderly gentleman said to him, why? He asked again the same question. Do you have Krishna here? I want to buy Krishna. So the elderly gentleman said, yes, I have Krishna. So why do you want him? Then he said, look, my mother is sick. And the doctor is saying that only Krishna can help him. So I came here to look for Krishna. So if I can buy him, it would be lovely. If you have him. And he thought, he said, wow, but how much will it cost? This is the thing. So the shopkeeper said to the little boy, but it will cost, how much money do you have? That's what he said. I said, I have only 1 rupee. And with joyful happiness, he said, yes, it will cost 1 rupee. So the shopkeeper took the 1 rupee, and then he gave a glass of water, filtered water to the child, and said, go and give this to your mother. Your mother will be fine. And then he asked him which hospital your mother is, And then he said the name of the hospital, and he happily left. So the next morning, the doctors came, and they quickly rushed the lady to the hospital, to the operation. And the operation was successful, and everything went fine. And when the time to pay, when she recovered, when the time to pay the bill, she was thinking they don't have any money to pay the bill. You know? So she was worried about that. So the doctor said to her that your bill is paid and there is a note. So on that note, it was written that it is not me, it is not me who have paid this bill, but it is Krishna. I am just an instrument of him. And your son, if you want to say thank you to your son, because he bought Krishna for only 1 rupee. So, you see, it's as easy as that when you have faith and when you are sincere with your longing. And when you look at Krishna, when he talked to Arjun in Bhagavad Gita, you see that whatever he's saying that more that you long for me, I long for you. I want you to be ready for me. Like Prahlad, he was ready for the Lord at any time. You know? For him, it was not only when he sit in prayer or when he's doing his sadhana or whatever. No. It was all the time. You know, how many times when you work, you think of him? No, you're busy, you know, focusing upon your work. You're busy focusing upon your worry, your fear, and so on. But you don't have time. You have time only morning and evening for him. And in between, sometimes when your mala fall into your hand, then it becomes like a reminder to chant his name. And yet, people want him. You know? Learn, you know, how the mind must be absorbed, soak in his nectar. How the mind must be firstly transformed. My mind should not be running left and right. The mind should be focused. The world will keep moving. Worry will be there. Joy will be there. But do you find peace in that? Yes, you pretend to be happy. That's what you have said to yourself, you know. If I'm in this world, yes, I have to be happy. Why not? Let me pretend to be happy. Life has become a pretending continuously. Whatever you do, you know, you pretend. And then you think that God will come, God will manifest himself. You know, it will never happen. Only when you have that single pointed mannered face, like Prahlad had, like all the saints they had. They didn't have any doubt, you know. No matter what come into their life, they didn't have any doubt into their life. They had that faith. Their faith was anchored upon their love, you know. Their trust in him. That he's my sole happiness, you know. And there's no one else that can really make me happy. It's only him. That doesn't mean that you can't live your life. Of course you can live your life. But always bear in mind that he is the center of everything. Once you forget that, all the asuras is waiting. The moment you forget that, they will jump upon you. So, center your mind upon him. Center your heart upon him. And you see, like I said, if he could come out from a pillar, he can easily come out from your heart also. Just call with sincerity. Jai Gurudev. Narasimha Bhavan ki jai. Shri Bhutabhrteshwarnathmandir Bhavan